DCEASED issue 6 sees the infected Superman speed down to New York, taking out a residential building and all inside, while at the Fortress of Solitude, Cyborg says that thanks to Superman being turned, it's all over, but luckily the arcs are ready to be launched. Lois says that Superman can take down the arcs in a heartbeat, but Wonder Woman wants to take him on, and thanks to Damien, she might have a way to, thanks to Batman's Superman contingency. Oliver wonders if Batman has a contingency for him, but is upset to learn that there isn't one, since Batman doesn't see him as much of a threat. Damien reveals the contingency is kryptonite, as well as plans to turn it into a gas that should slow Superman down. Wonder Woman knows that that's not enough, since Bruce was a lot of things, but not lethal, and they can't hold back now. Wonder Woman takes Green Lantern and Victor with her, telling everyone else to get to the arcs. Using Superman's forge, Diana imbues her magic sword of Athena with the kryptonite, so now that the magic blade packs an even bigger punch against the zombified Kryptonian. As the trio head off to face Superman, the Gotham jungle arc begins to fill. Damien says it's time for everyone to go, but Harley says she isn't leaving Pamela, so her and Harley stay behind as the ship takes off. The Themyscira arc begins to load as a storm begins to build off the coast. Mera knows that it's not a storm but a tempest as the zombie Aquaman rises from the depth with an undead army and a kraken. Almost immediately, Green Arrow kills Aquaman with one arrow, cursing Batman's name for not thinking he is a big enough threat. The Atlantean army attacks the Amazonians as Antiope and Wonder Girl join in with the army, clashing with the undead on the beaches. On the other side of the world, Superman rips through New York as Wonder Woman, Green Lantern and Cyborg arrive. Dinah uses her dual Green Lantern and Canary powers she has to deafen Superman, causing him to collapse in pain. The Amazonians meanwhile are cut down by the undead, who turn them. Oliver says the refugees are all loaded as the arc takes off, but Mera wants to stay and help the Amazonians, but Oliver tells her there is no helping them now. Hippolyta tells Cassie meanwhile she needs to tell Diana to honor the promise of Themyscira as Wonder Girl takes off for the arc. Diana learns that the arcs are away as Superman is surrounded by the three heroes. Wonder Woman cuts off one of his arms, stabbing the undead Superman with her magical kryptonite sword. It doesn't stop the Man of Steel as he slams his fist into Wonder Woman's gut, killing her as he speeds off into the atmosphere after the arcs. Cyborg catches the dying Diana, who says that Superman is after the arcs and they need to stop him. As she dies, she gives Diana her sword. Vic wants her to go for Superman while he stays with Wonder Woman, saying this all started with him and he was never going with them. In space, John can see his father coming for them, but Damien reminds him that it's not his father anymore. John knows and tells Damien to look after his mother, hugging his friend and telling him he's going to be a great Batman. Lois wants to know what her son is doing as he puts on his costume. Superman speeds towards the ship as John meets him head on in space, smashing into his father. The attack buys them seconds, and it's just what they need since as Diana arrives, so does the entire Green Lantern Corps, along with the Guardian. The Guardian says that they are quarantining Earth as Guy Gardner asks what Superman is doing. Diana tells him that it's not Superman anymore, and it's thinking if it can take them all on. Superman, however, races off towards the sun, and the Guardians give chase, finding Superman plunging himself deep into the sun so he can begin to feed off the entire sun. Diana wonders if they can stop the impending cold death of the solar system once the sun goes out, but the Guardian says that even they aren't powerful enough to get inside the star. The Guardian says it's probably for the best, since when the system freezes, when the sun dies, the virus will sleep as well, and then they can monitor it and keep an eye on it. But now it's time to move the survivors. Escorted by the Green Lantern Corps and the Guardian, the arcs head into deep space. Cyborg meanwhile ties the infected Wonder Woman up with the lasso of truth, asking her to speak. The virus does, saying that they are death and nothing can stop them. There is a cure, however, and Vic learns that he is the cure, since he is both man and machine and a binary on and off switch, and is patient zero. Vic realizes that because of this, no one needed to have to die. He knows he needs to get to the arcs to tell the people, but it's too late as Wonder Woman frees herself from the lasso, grabbing Cyborg and ripping his head off, throwing him and the lasso into a pit, telling him that death is forever. Far away, the arcs speed through the solar system as Lois remembers her mother telling her there is no such thing as monsters. She wishes she could tell her son the same thing, but he has already faced many monsters in his young life. The arcs arrive at humankind's Earth 2 as Lois knows that the monsters are behind them now. Deceased issue 6 ended the series with a bang as our heroes, or what's left of the heroes, evacuate Earth and head into an unknown future. I absolutely loved this issue and all the loose ends it tied up, but also the loose ends it kind of left open for a potential sequel with hints that the virus will sleep until it's maybe awakened again, which will no doubtedly happen within the next year, maybe even the next 6 months. The fights in this issue were brutal and completely over the top gory, with Superman getting his arm cut off and Wonder Woman getting her guts ripped out. It was fantastic. I also love the overall narration throughout this whole series, especially this issue from Lois, and how it reads like she's kind of writing stuff down for like a book she might write about this, and she's just recounting what she saw and everything. Really cool, and really great use of her as a reporter as well, like she would sort of do that sort of stuff. If this was the end, I'd be completely fine with it. I really enjoyed this series. It kind of dipped there a little bit in the middle, but I really enjoyed the last couple of issues, but there will no doubtedly be more in the future and I look forward to it. I'm going to give this issue a 9.5 out of 10.